Ladies and gentlemen, this Red Gaming Set.com video, we're going to be taking a look at WolfenStein the New Order, this time for the PC. So, first thing we're going to do is to look at the graphics options for the PC version of the game. And they're actually fairly bountiful. Under the controls, you can, of course, rebind your keys, which is a good thing. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can actually get laser. The only thing about that is then it does, of course, tell you what weapons you're going to get, which is kind of a bit of a spoiler, but regardless. You can lean, which is good. Controller can be enabled or disabled. I'm actually just going to go ahead and disable that. Invert look, mouse sensitivity, mouse smoothing, toggle aim. As far as I could tell, mouse smoothing does appear to be disabled, although I've only played for a few moments. Mute music, you can, I'm just going to enable that for copyright reasons. Master volume can be adjusted as you would desire. There's no separate audio sliders, which is the same as the PS4 version, which is a shame. You can change the difficulty on the fly, although you could set that to begin with. Different resolution options. FOV is maxed at 100, although it does go all the way down to 80. So 80 is the default, as it turns out, although for most people I would assume you'd probably want to crank that up a little bit, most likely to 90 to 100 depending on the screen and your distance from the screen. Advanced options are fairly generous, so they're actually somewhat interesting. You've got the overall graphics quality. Now, maxing this does mean that you still won't get ambient screen-based occlusions at the highest settings. Now, VT compress is basically texture streaming. Disabling this on my graphics card, which is 3 GB of RAM, there's a GeForce GTX 780 Ti, really hurts the frame rate. I'm not sure if it's a bug with the current drivers that I'm using or what, because there are some PC-related issues for this, and we might even see some as we're playing the game. Now, supposedly, some of these are going to be fixed via either a patch or via driver updates. So if you see a little bit of texture shimmering, for example, that's probably why. Regardless, there are definite changes. We can, for example, do cache, PPF, which is streaming texture pages, basically shadow resolution, depth of field. You'll notice that there are definitely some lacking ones, like there's no, for example, geometry settings, and there's no separate ones for, like, I don't know, let's say level of detail for, say, distant textures, all that type of things. So they're okay, you know, it's kind of what you'd expect. Interestingly enough, the game does have a console-like function. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is we are going to skip all the movies, because I'm not interested in the movies. What we are interested in is, how do we actually slide? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So what we are interested in is basic gameplay. What I will say, and this is just me pointing this out, that the game definitely feels considerably smoother than the PlayStation 4 version at times, although the PS4 version is pretty rock solid, although I have a feeling a lot of it is going to depend on your rig. And we should be able to bring the map up, and we are going in the right direction, which is always a good sign. Overall, the game feels a little bit faster than the PS4 version, particularly when you're running, but it's a little bit hard to tell. I'm definitely going to have... Don't worry about the big stompy robot. That's normal. It's fine. So, overall, the controls feel quite nice, although I've not gotten that far so far. I'm just kind of messing about a little bit. But we're going to... For me, personally, because basically I'm a 10-thumb cripple when it comes to playing on a joypad, I'm much preferring keyboard and mouse, but that's my own preference. That's not anything to do with the quality of the game. There we go. Now, some people have reported some performance-related issues. Apart from the texture streaming issues, I've not really had any. Right. Let's just go! Let's just murder! Now, I will be doing a graphics comparison versus PS4, possibly Xbox One as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. Ooh, actually, I saw a shiny there. There we go. Fuck them. For no particular reason. Alright. By the way, guys, you might be hearing a little bit of background audio on this particular... how do we throw a grenade? Is it G? Yes, it is G. Sweet. Good. So you might be hearing a little bit of background noise, which is unusual for my videos, but unfortunately I've got to have multiple fans on because it's ridiculously hot in the UK right now, and so it's just kind of like one of those things I've got to do. Alright, where the hell do we go? I've actually completely forgotten. Oh yeah. Hold Alt and press S. Alright, we go. There we are. So we've got 2 weapons available, which is good. This is exactly the same section that I played on the PS4. There's a couple of reasons for that. I don't want to be giving away, well, basically extra gameplay, because this is not a spoiler. This is like you guys seeing unedited, pure, unedited, unbiased gameplay, right? So you're seeing it on the PS4, you're seeing it on the PC, whatever your platform of choice is, or maybe you've got both and you're just like, okay, you know what, I just want to kind of see what it's like. In which case, more power to you. And I thank you for the views. And also... Die! Yeah. Oh. Kind of was a bit weird there. There are some occasional... I'll use the word oddities when it comes... Ow. When it comes to design decisions. And I went over some of this on the PS4 version, so I'm going to basically use my experience with that to go over them on this. One of the things I don't like, and I might sound like a bit of a broken record in this, I really don't like how you have to re-pick up ammo and weapons for things that I've already got. It should, to be honest, for the sake of smoothness of gameplay, just be semi-automatic. In other words, obviously, if I've not got a weapon already, then yeah, I can kind of expect it, especially if I've got to make decisions. But when it's not that, when it's just like, yeah, this is ammo on the floor, I find it kind of a pain in the buttocks, to be honest. I don't know why I can't speak suddenly today. I think it's just one of those days. What we got? Grenade. Excellent. Overall, I mentioned on the PS4, it plays a little bit like Killzone, and it does feel a little bit like that. I'm not saying exactly in terms of gameplay, more in how it handles on the controller and stuff like that. It definitely is very reminiscent. On PC, it feels a lot more like a shooter. It feels sharp. As far as I can tell, I'm not super sensitive to this, if I'm totally honest, because my days of competitive gaming... Oh shit, that ain't good. Yeah. He's not a friend, incidentally, just for your FYI. My days of competitive gaming are long over, but as it turns out, I personally don't notice much, if any, mouse acceleration, so I think the option does do what it says on the tin, which is quite nice, because I'm sure you're all aware of certain games that don't do that, which are really annoying. They'll be like, yep, we're going to disable mouse acceleration, but in reality it actually doesn't. Oh, I will say, and I'll know this a lot more when I'm doing graphics comparisons, to probably start those tomorrow, but my gut feeling is that long-range textures in particular do look a little bit nicer. They do still suffer from some level of blurring, if I'm totally blunt, but they do feel a little bit sharper, a little bit more detailed. I have pointed out, a couple of times actually, ow, enemy AI, at least on the level, the default level, is not particularly smart. I'm not saying it's like super dumb, but it does do some questionable tactics at times. Now, I have a feeling there's multiple reasons behind that, and these are just pure supposition. But one of the theories that I had is because there were so many AI, I have a feeling that they simply didn't have the resources, particularly on the next generation console, to really do super in-depth AI subroutines. Fuck you. Excellent. Now the whole leaning thing actually does work quite nicely. And I find myself using it quite a bit, despite the fact that at the start I really didn't think I would. Weapon variety, weapon handling is quite nice. Overall, it feels like you're doing damage to the opponent. Guns feel visceral, they sound nice, and you've also got handguns, which is quite nice as well. Yeah, you can see the shooting power of that. We'll just test this out real quick. You can see that you can do good old aiming down sights on pretty much all the weapons. And it's quite pleasing to do so. So we're trying to take out the commanders so far. See, it actually feels quite nice. Now, if you just press forward, you won't. You have to lean by using Alt or whatever key you decide. One point I'll make, and this is something I gathered from the PS4 version, I doubt it would have changed. Okay, let's throw that over there. Kind of tenderize them a little bit. See, it does kind of ricochet off the helmet, but as I was pointing out, with grenades, sometimes you don't particularly feel like the grenades are like super deadly. They do a reasonable amount of damage, but their radius is... I wouldn't go and use the word lackluster, but it's smaller than what you might think. This is particularly true of enemy grenades. I don't know if that's based upon damage. But... yes. Mouse wheel. Okay. So we can actually do a dual assault weapon type of situation. Now, you can't, as far as I'm aware, aim down the sights with this, which is not exactly unsurprising. But you can be like, pew pew pew. Yeah, that was actually a grenade there. And I even waited a moment deliberately to give you an idea of just how the range thing works. Alright. Unsurprisingly, you can't reload with one weapon at a time, but you can interrupt your reload by shooting the other weapon, which is quite nice. Otherwise, that would kind of suck. Yeah. So the game does feature a regenerative health system of sorts. As far as I can make out, it basically regens you up to the nearest 20. So, for example, if you've got 82 life, you'll go up to 100. If you've got, say, oh, I don't know, 75, you'll go up to 80, if that makes sense. So that means that if you're very low on health power, you're always going to be... I think we got some shiners there. That was the bomb. There is actually another way in, but I didn't actually find this on the PS4 version. But there you have it. Oh shit. I think you're actually better off not going this way, if I'm totally honest. I think the PS4 route that I took earlier was a little bit better. Ow! You can see what I mean about the health, incidentally. Alright, let's watch my health and you'll see what I mean. It goes up now to 60. I feel running is probably the better option here. Alright, now we need to get some height. Ow. I've made a lot of friends, it would appear. Shag. Ah, balls. That's fine. What the F? That's pretty much my feeling. Now, loading times, I'll say, are considerably faster than the PS4 version. I haven't got this installed on SSD, but some of that could be because the game hasn't fully installed onto the PS4's hard drive. I'm not saying, however, the difference is night and day. Okay, let's actually go towards exact direction this time. Alright. So I've got, like, super health, which is going to help me a bit. Cool. Just gonna ninja that. Sure they'll not mind. Now if you hold the right mouse button, it'll basically keep spinning up, which means that obviously we can just do that whenever necessary. It does kind of cut them up. Ow. Only problem is this weapon is really slow, as you'd expect. I think that's pretty much it. I'll pop that in. That actually acts as a reload, by the way, as far as I can tell. So pretty much you've got unlimited bullets, theoretically. Very satisfying gun to use. Anyway. We'll collect all our plunder. Now we've got to go somewhere. I think up here. Yes, sweet. No. Bad, Mr. Getter. Oh, we've got more friends, apparently. Okay, no more grenades. That's where the fun of that ends. This guy's just shooting at anything. Wow, okay. The enemy is not that great when throwing grenades, incidentally, just for your FYI. What's kind of funny is you actually get an overdrive using that. Alright. I just see a little bit of texture pop in there. Maybe. There is a few low-res things here and there. I actually think I screwed up in the PS4 version because I was saying that this version is pretty much identical for the PS4. Sorry, for the in Germany, but then I realized I don't think it is. I heard rumors that they've actually removed some of the Nazi insignias and stuff like that on the German version, so... Oh shit. Sadly enough, I don't have any grenades to take out pretty much a good portion of these dudes at once. But that's not a problem. They're not too bad anyway. This guy's just really busy, apparently.
Hey, that's very good, Captain, but there's one more cannon further up still firing at that bird. We started climbing the cliff wall below the castle.
Okay, we're not doing too bad. Actually, let's go the other way. See what we got in here. Actually, don't have a clue what any of that does, but whatever. Ow. I do feel that sometimes there are the odd dodgy physics as well. A prime example of that would be canisters, for example, in aeroplanes at the start that simply just do not roll around. They're kind of glued to the floor. But there is also a lot of debris and destruction. I don't know if it's more or the same as the consoles. I actually think it's about the same. That's what I meant about that texture flashing. It's a bit of a pain. I think I'm using the latest NVIDIA drivers. Oh, sweet. But it's possible they might have released one last couple of days, I suppose. Got him. Excellent. Ow. Might as well confiscate this and put it to good use.
Damn fine work, Captain. We're halfway up the cliff wall, nearly at the compound. Meet you at the top, Glasgow. Hey, Private Wyatt! Much as I adore the view from up here, will you please, for the love of Holy Mother Jesus, climb the godforsaken rope?
I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do now. Let's try switching to a different weapon as well. Bring the map up. I'm gonna guess I'm not supposed to go that way. Perhaps I'm supposed to do something with this turret. Turns out. Sweet. I'm unsure how he's actually managing to pick this stuff up, considering this huge-ass cannon I'm carrying, but whatever. Oh, shit! Nom nom nom.
Hey, take my hand, I'll help you up. Private Wyatt, good kid. I'm sure you'll return the favor, sir, and then some. Here, I'll pull you up.
Alright.
Pay attention, bear boys. This is all turned from a goose hunt to a stick-up job. Behind us now is a centre pillar of the German army. What are you doing in that bastard?
Alright, let's play just a little bit more.
But keep in mind, this may be our last chance.
And I figure that'll be a good position for you guys.
Focus. Protect the lads on the wall. Covering fire.
Left side. I don't see any on the left side. By the power of my manly chest, I shall survive and endure your... Uh-oh. Ow! My status is fuck you. That's my status. Incidentally, one thing I do dislike about this game is there are certain things you can't avoid in terms of environmental damage, and it's somewhat irritating. Not because... How the hell am I not...
Almost there, sir. Just keep...
That's what you get. Alright, now we're actually in Wolfenstein.
I didn't see him coming.
Well...
That's up to you now, Blazkowicz. Get to the control room and open the gate.
Cool.
Another kid you murdered, General. Captain, one of us is gonna die today.
Alright. It's one of those games where S is down. Cool.
Great work, Blazko. The door's coming up.
IR slide.
Keep heading up towards the top floors. We'll meet you there.
Sounds good. Come back here. Did you just swear at me, good sir? What's... Yeah, fuck you. Alright. I have to say, personally, if I was going to play a version, it would definitely be the PC. I find the controls much nicer, but then I am freaking awful on the PlayStation 4 version. The primary reason I even bought the PS4 version is just to see what my thoughts were, and also to see the graphics, that type of thing, because I know you guys will probably want to see it covered. It's unfair just to cover the PC version when I can. I'll cough up the extra. Balls. Particularly as this is like one of those games where I felt it was probably going to be kind of an interesting title. Just for the comparative differences. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a silencer, sweet. Dual wheel. Alright, let's see this. Assault, demolition, tactical. Stealth. Stealth, killer, commander. Oh, I see. Deadeye. Ah, I guess that's cool. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. So, we've got to do one more for this and then one more for the other. So anyway, guys, I think this is about a good place to call the video. I'm probably going to do a bit more of this tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to be doing a graphics comparison the next day or two as well. Probably going to be doing frame rate tests for the PS4 version at a... That looked a bit dicey. at the start, however, because I want to get that up and let you guys know what I think. It felt fairly stable, to be fair. I didn't notice any major drops in frame rate, which is obviously a good thing. I wonder if you can fuck that up. Yeah, you can. There's actually quite a few environmental and destroyable objects in this, which is kind of nice. Alright. Go through here. Alright, just go through this last little bit. And I think this is a good place to call it. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care, and bye for now.